Good morning, everybody. Good afternoon. You have come to IBBC's member forum. I think we've probably got everybody ready to roll. Everyone's lined up. Good to see you all. Thank you very much for joining us. I know it's summer, but it's great to see you all. Today we have a nice range of people who will be talking. We're starting with Jon Wilks, as always, to do a very interesting geopolitical and also feedback from the Prime Minister's visit to America. We will be going into two new members. Firstly, we'll be talking to Mohammed Akber from Bareeq Al Alamy, and then we'll be talking to Hussam Chakouf and Mohammed Joubri of Metaform, and then Ali and Colin will update us about what's going on and all the opportunities. So looking forward to hearing about this. If we can hand over to Jon now, I think everybody's on board. Another person popping in here. Thank you. Thank you very much, Jon. Looking forward to your insights.
Welcome, everybody. I'm in Washington, D.C. at the moment, flying back to the UK on Friday. So I'll just look at what lies behind the return to conflict between Iran and the US, and then a review of some of the highlights of the Iraqi Prime Minister's visit to Washington last week, which I was involved with the business elements through my affiliation with the Atlantic Council, as well as the Iraq-Britain Business Council. So I think we're in, and this is, I'm sorry to say, not a particularly encouraging pattern of on and off conflict around the Straits of Hormuz, which is not great for Iraq, not great for the region. It's obviously not great for business. And I think what underlies this is an attempt by Iran to assert two important cards in its hands, and an attempt by the US to reduce the value of those cards. Thankfully, there is diplomatic negotiation going on behind the scenes, but I'm not sure it's ripe at the moment to produce anything more than temporary ceasefires, let alone comprehensive agreements. So obviously the two big cards in Iran's hands are, one, the ability to hit Gulf states or US interests across the region. That could be military and commercial, and to assert control, the second card, over the Straits of Hormuz through charging tolls, whether official or just being paid off. And this on and off conflict is an attempt by the US to reduce the value of certainly the Straits of Hormuz card. But there are all sorts of deals, as I think we can see, going on covertly between Gulf states and Iran to deter strikes on their territories. And if you look at the number of strikes that Iran has done on different Gulf states, you can see which countries are probably dealing more than others. Now, there's a wider picture here which brings in Pakistan with Saudi Arabia, but also for Iran now the Houthis, who have threatened to attack Saudi shipping passing through the Red Sea and the Bab al-Mandab. So is this going to escalate to something much worse, or is it escalation to de-escalate? Well, there are constraints on both sides. Iran obviously needs the money, and America, has to be very sparing with its stocks of advanced weaponry and interceptors, as well as the impact on the global economy through oil and product markets. And so I think this is almost certainly escalation to de-escalate and get back to some form of negotiation that could produce an interim agreement. But will it last? That looks unlikely as well. It's not clear to me where the common interest would be right now, because Iran will continue to assert its control over the Straits of Hormuz, which the US won't accept. Obviously, the implication for Iraq is that oil exports through the Straits of Hormuz have come back down again. It is tricky for Iraq because it can pay off Iran to get the oil out, or it can do a deal with America to prevent a blockade. It's actually very difficult to see how Iraq can pay off both, if you like, can do a deal with both. And that, of course, means it's likely that we'll see, while conflict continues, that Iraq's exports come back down again, and that means pressure back on Iraq through falling oil revenues and fiscal pressure, particularly on its wage bill. We know that Iraq is burning through its reserves, but that's not likely to last more than a couple of months, or maybe if it's on and off conflict, until the end of the year. So I'm sorry to say that dynamic is not good for any of us, but we wish the mediators the best of luck to at least get to a temporary ceasefire from where we are now. Just looking now briefly at the Iraqi Prime Minister's visit, obviously, a very clear signal that Iraq wants to continue a commercial, business, trade, investment, energy relationship with the US. Confirmation that US forces should withdraw from Iraq finally on 30th of September. In return, of course, behind the scenes, behind the very positive atmospherics, President Trump and Secretary of War Hegseth were making clear some pretty high expectations of what Prime Minister Al-Zaidi and the Iraqi government will do in terms of asserting state control over armed forces and militias and the Hashd al-Sha'bi. And I think all of us understand that that is going to be very, very difficult, if not impossible, to deliver. There may be some partial steps that can be taken to avoid a crisis this year, but I think there is an atmosphere of skepticism about whether the Iraqi government and Prime Minister Al-Zaidi can pull this off, i.e. keeping Iran and the US happy to see Iraq through the next year politically. And I think the atmospherics here, talking to people in the Trump administration, is that President Trump likes Prime Minister Al-Zaidi, is willing to give him a chance, but wants to see results. And it's just not clear whether enough results can be delivered to avoid a political crisis. Maybe not this year, but maybe next year. So look, many deals were signed. You'll see in the media 48 deals, and primarily energy, some technology and healthcare and infrastructure. Most of those deals were MOUs and letters of intent. There were very few that were actually effective immediately or in the short term. But I think there was a very serious bid by both sides to establish a new relationship on the basis of energy in particular and tech very closely following behind. And if a political crisis can be avoided or political tensions can be managed between Iraq and the US, that could, over a period of years, I think, produce investment and capacity and technological benefits for Iraq. And at least the US for now has made clear that it's not going to treat Iraq as Iran when it comes to maximum pressure, sanctions, military operations. But that's going to be a difficult one for, I think, Prime Minister Al-Zaidi to sustain looking into next year. So in terms of our members, obviously, as part of this visit, particularly on the business summit and the business events which happened at the end of last week, maybe one of the more significant announcements was BP and ConocoPhillips. ConocoPhillips taking a 42% share of BP's operations in Kirkuk. Shell, Basra Gas Company, were also fully involved in GE Vernova, looking at an electricity expansion of their electricity interests in Iraq. It's interesting on finance. So the Iraqi Prime Minister called on the IMF, the World Bank, the US Exim Bank, and looking at the prospects for some form of boost to financing of capital projects in Iraq. And while I think the atmospherics, the doors were open, the atmospherics were good, I think we can all see that it will require improvements in both the political and security atmosphere to allow a lot of that to move forward. But the intent is there, I think, over the medium term, certainly while Trump remains in office, over the next 2.5 years, to see what can be done in terms of financing. And JP Morgan Chase were very much involved behind the scenes at the business summit, taking a forward leaning role on looking at being part of the financing of some of those projects. So that's about it for now. My sort of recommendation on what's going to impact all of us on business is that we're probably going to be in this on-off periods of conflict and periods of ceasefire probably for the remainder of this year. We obviously will hope for the best for the mediators and the diplomats to get us onto more stable territory, but I don't think that's something we should expect, and we're all going to have to manage the consequences of that. Thank you, Ashley.
Thank you very much, Jon. Would you be prepared to have one or two short questions
Sure.
if anyone needed it? Yeah,
Absolutely.
Without making this a major session.
Yeah.
If anyone would like to make a brief comment, then please feel free. I'm just looking around. Any hands up? Any interest there? It does seem, Jon, that you have covered it. So
Okay.
thank you very much. Absolutely wonderful. Obviously, we've got challenging times ahead. So next, if we could go to meet new member Mohammed Akber from Bareeq Al Alamy. Mohammed, over to you. Look forward to hearing from you.
Hello, everyone. You can hear me? So
Yes.
My mic was muted, I think.
Yes.
Right. So good day to everyone. First of all, thanks for the IBBC to give us this opportunity to introduce our company. My name is Mohammed Akber. I'm the executive manager here at Al Bareeq. We are a company based in Kirkuk. We provide integrated solution and in general trading, contracting, procurement, logistic, industrial supply, oil and gas support services, and heavy equipment rentals, life support services, and so on. Over the years, we have successfully cooperated with major clients, including, of course, BP, Halliburton, North Oil Company, North Gas Company, Oilserve, and several other Iraqi entities. What makes us different from other companies in Kirkuk is our strong operational expertise in Iraq. We have reliable internal supply network, and sorry about that. We have a strong network of supplies. Our HSC standards are really high, up to date, ability to deliver projects safely, efficiently, and on time. We joined the IBBC because we believe it's an excellent platform to build a long-term partnership with British and international companies. Our goal is to expand our businesses and exchange expertise. Over the years, when we worked with our clients or when we provided services, we always were aiming to contact the UK to find companies in the UK first, and then search for companies around the world. But the UK was the high standard for us when we trying to find services for our clients. We believe that the success built on trust, quality, long-term partnership. We hope through the IBBC that we develop ourselves even more, learn new expertise, and we hope to get acquainted with other companies in the UK or around the world. So just to keep it short, this is everything I have in mind. If you have any questions, please feel free to just ask ahead.
Thank you, Mohammed. If you'd like to put your email in the chat, that might be a
Yeah,
good
I
thing
was
to do.
trying to
A link to your
actually.
website, perhaps.
I was trying to add something in the chat. It says the chat is only available during the meeting. So I was trying to put our website. If you can help us with
Okay,
setting
Agni,
the
maybe you can
chat.
help. Thank you. And
Yeah.
also, Mohammed, when can we see you? Will you be coming to some of the events?
We're really keen to participate in the upcoming events. Hopefully in August, maybe if something coming up in September, hopefully we'll be able to attend. Either me or our CEO, Mr. Matham, would be able to attend, hopefully. But we are keen to participate, and we're keen to help organize, even if there's any events near Kirkuk or in Erbil. So we're really invested.
Excellent. Thank you very much, and welcome on board.
Thank you so much.
Look forward to seeing you again in future.
Thank you.
And now, if we could go onward to Hussam Chakouf and Mohammed Joubri of Metaform. And you'll know Hussam Chakouf, who previously worked with Zaha Hadid. So welcome back, Hussam. Great to see you again and to hear about your wonderful work you're doing.
Thank you very much, Ashley, and hi, everyone. We are really pleased to join back IBBC. It's me and my partner, Mohammed. We create a new company called Metaform Architecture Design. I would say a few words about us, and then Mohammed is going to show you what are we doing in Iraq. To people who doesn't know me, I used to work on Zaha for 17 years, and I presented IBBC. I presented Zaha and IBBC for 10 years, so we are quite familiar with all the activities. Of course, IBBC doing a great job, and we are really happy to join back. We are very active in the region, very active in Iraq, and we are looking forward to meet you all physically and then to collaborate together to keep IBBC name high up as it is. Mohammed.
Yeah, hi everyone. Thank you. Thanks, Hussam, for the introduction, and thank you everyone for giving us the opportunity as well. Again, this is Mohammed Al Joubri. I'm also ex-Zaha Hadid. I worked with Zaha since 2010, and I was the project architect of the Central Bank of Iraq, which is the only iconic building that actually went through to site by Zaha. However, saying that, I was responsible for many other designs we did at Zaha Hadid Architects for Iraq, but yeah, none of them saw the light, as we say, but the bank is there. Me and my colleague Hussam, we stepped out of Zaha Hadid Architects. We created our own architecture practice. And to make it short, we are very active in Iraq. And may I just share my screen, if you don't mind? So we go through few of what we are doing in Iraq. This is a kind of a collection of general our projects, what we do globally, not only in Iraq. The office is, our company is about like 28 architects. Actually, 17 out of them are ex-Zaha Hadid. So when we stepped out, a few people actually joined us to create the company, and taking you guys to directly to the point what we have now. In Iraq, we are very active in the market. However, we focus on private sector for the time being. We are developing few iconic projects, yet also at the same time few master plans. I'm sure most of you heard about Al Rafil area near the airport development, which is the new economic city. We have landed 2 master plans there, and we have other projects in different cities as well, with a collection of over 15,000 residential units. However, that also includes some iconic towers we are designing. These are like the 4 images you see here are actually part of our master plans in the city, and some of them will be announced, published within a couple of months. Some of them will be on site in 2 months. Some of them will be published like early next year. This is one of the projects where we work with a private developer, developing 1,400 villas in Karbala city. Now this project is going to site hopefully in about 2 months. This is another master plan we are doing in Baghdad. Near the airport, it's about like 2,000 residential units, including villas and towers, with some commercial components as well. Recently, this is a kind of, I think, I would say breaking news. You are the first group to know that recently we won a couple of big projects. One is Expo Garden, and hopefully it's still confidential, but this will be announced, published hopefully by November by the authorities themselves. And we all are proud of this project, and this is part of it, I would say. The idea is that the expo will be, it's Expo Garden, focus about sustainability and greeneries as well as the energy and technology. The plan is to invite about like between 30 to 50 countries. Yet the project includes some other residential developments and commercial activities. The other win is actually a iconic tower, mixed use of offices and residential in Iraq as well. We just submitted the concept design actually last week, and we have the project winning, and now we'll be designing it. So hopefully by February next year, the project will be launched and will be officially announced. And the other win, we are working on like sport arena for 15,000 seats. The information is still confidential, but like this is one of the images of the project. On the other hand, just like general overview of the style we do, again, we are ex-Zaha. So when we design, the DNA of Zaha Hadid actually stays with us. We have designed many projects of what you see in the media represent Zaha's name. We were the leaders for these projects, including the OPPO headquarters in China by Hussam, the Central Bank of Iraq by myself, the Wakra Stadium, World Cup Stadium, also by our team, by myself and Hussam and the team. So we are all over the world now. Our target is actually for the next 5 to 10 years to be side by side with Zaha Hadid architects in terms of style and architecture, kind of a presence on the global market. Thank you.
Thank you. The absolutely breathtaking work. Thank you so much. Of course, hopefully some members will want some new HQs from you. That'd be rather good.
Yeah.
I think I saw Amar Shubar put your hand up. Did you want to say something or question something?
No, there was, I think, basically a little bit an overlap with the microphones, because I guess Mohammed and Hussam was sitting next to each other. So we're okay.
Okay,
Thanks.
technical glitch. Okay, well, thank you so much. Look forward to seeing these amazing buildings come to life and creating a new Iraq. I think now we're going to go to Ali Mashkour, who's going to update us on what's coming up. And then following that, we'll hear from Colin on some of the details of what's coming up. So Ali, look forward to hearing from you.
Hi, everyone. Yeah, as always with the IBBC, we try and keep ourselves and our members quite busy. So just to give you an overview of what's coming up for what's left of this year. So we plan to have Professor Frank Gunter coming into Baghdad. He will be here between the 17th and 24th of August. We are planning to have a reception for him during that week. So you are all going to be invited to attend, and it will be, we'll probably have some sort of economic, geopolitical discussion. And then in September, between the 8th and 10th, Colin will be coming into Basra. He'll talk to you about the details of that. Straight after that, between the 12th and the 15th, we will have Jon Wilks and Christoph attend Baghdad. We plan to have it as the trade mission. So whoever's interested in joining, and if you would like to meet any officials, please do let us know who you would like to meet, and we can try and arrange the meeting during that week. And then Christoph will probably fly off to Kurdistan to visit some of our members, potentially doing a reception there as well. And then in October, on the 6th of October, we have the Mansion House reception. sponsored by RQC, Rawad Al Qimma, who have quite supported us in some of our events. And then straight after that, Cumberland Lodge between the 7th and the 9th of October, of course, sponsored by Al Burhan, as always. Then after Cumberland Lodge, we have our autumn conference, which will be in November, end of November. We're still finalizing dates and locations. So if anyone has any ideas or you'd like to suggest a place, please do let us know. So yeah, the autumn conference will be in Baghdad this year. Last year it was in Basra. This year we're focusing on Baghdad, and hopefully we will have senior figures from the government attending too. And of course, just to remind you, we have the Rasmi Award, and I think Colin would also brief you very quickly on that. There's not long to go. I believe until the end of this month is the final submission. So quite a busy, and of course in December we will have our Christmas party in London, which you will all be invited to that. So yeah, quite a busy few months.
Thank you very much, Ali. And I think we're going on to Colin now, who's got a bit more detail on particularly his trip to Basra.
Yes, thank you, Ashley and Ali, and nice to see everyone. So it's nice to see so many members on this call. So I think we've got 38 currently, so that's a really good turnout, and it's great to see you all. Yeah, I think given the circumstances of this year with no government at the first half of the year, plus all the difficulties down in the Gulf, it's been quite a challenge. But we have been really working hard to keep things going, you know, although a lot of it's been online. As you know, early in the year, we had a whole series of geopolitical sessions, which I think were found to be really useful by everyone. But we've also had similar events like this, the Members Forum. Ashley ran a tech session earlier on, and we also did a really good masterclass on the challenges and opportunities that come from the force majeure circumstances that came out of the Gulf problems. Just to remind you that the likes of that masterclass and also the tech forum, those are still available if you wanted to watch them or indeed read the notes on them. They're available for all members to get. You just give us a ping and we will send them to you. So if you missed it and you want to see something, please just let us know and we'll come back to it. In terms of just to talk to the calendar, yeah, myself and John, along with Ali and Dr. Ali Jawad, will be in Basra between the 8th and the 10th of September. We have three primary purposes for that trip. On the energy side, we are trying to pull together an energy seminar, which will probably be hosted up at Al Majal's facility at Burgessier, just working on some details on that. We were trying to bring the operator side, Basra Gas, BP, together with other members to discuss really the impacts of all the circumstances that are going on right now, to talk about the opportunities that might come from a big swell of American interest back in southern Iraq. We've also reached out to the Ministry of Oil, to Basra Oil Company, and there's a very good chance that they'll send a small delegation to that event to talk about where they sit and everything. So that should be a good session, probably on the 8th of September. We'll follow up that with a maritime and transport and logistics sector table session. We've already arranged to go and meet with the Iraqi maritime authorities. We're meeting with the Ports of Iraq Authority, and then we will have a maritime session. On top of that, we will have a members reception while we're there, and meet as many members as possible. Then John and I are going to head off to Baghdad, and as Ali mentioned, there is a trade mission the following week into Baghdad. That is still open for members to talk to us about. For the trade missions, we will split them up. We used to do them in big groups. Now we split them up into smaller groups. That gives us the ability to target ministries that we want to go to and take members to them in smaller groups rather than big unwieldy groups that aren't particularly effective. So if you do wish to participate in the trade mission, if there's some particular ministry that you wish to visit, please again reach out to Ali or to Christoph or to John and let them know what you're thinking, and we will see what we can do to build that into the program. We hope that those will be really good and useful and detailed events, and not just sort of conference type of things. These are detailed and pragmatic events. Worth saying, Ali didn't mention it, but I think Ali is doing a lot of traveling around at the moment. He's heading into Kurdistan, up to Kirkuk, I think up into Mosul as well. So we're trying to get on the ground as much as possible. Ali mentioned the Razmi Al Joubri Award. For those of you who may recall, or those that don't know, Razmi Al Joubri used to be the vice chairman. He was a founder member of IBBC and really pursued an agenda of values and best practices. And when he passed away, we created an award which actually Zaha Hadid herself did the design of. So that's open to Iraqi owned and operated companies who represent the best of values, the best of practices and good business excellence. So if you think your company would meet those requirements, we still have a couple of weeks before we close the nominations. So that's something if you were to send to me, then we'll take it forward on that. So that's an award that's got an independent judging panel. It's not done by IBBC itself. It's judged independently so that we can find the best of companies. So if you're interested in that, and the award will be made when we meet at Cumberland Lodge in October. So in terms of that, it's just about finished. I would say, please, if you're getting our newsletter, we're always looking for content. So if you've got a new company award, something that you're interested in putting out, please let us know the content. We'll put it into our newsletter. We can also put it into all of our social media feeds. IBBC LinkedIn account has got 10,000 plus followers now. So if you've got something that you feel you want to get out into the marketplace, please give it to us, and we'll do a press release and we'll get it out into the social media world. So use us as much as you possibly can for that kind of thing. So if you're not getting our newsletter, again, please let us know, and we'll make sure that you're on the distribution list for that. But lots, as Ali said, there's lots going on. We're trying to keep ourselves as relevant and as close to the detail as possible, using John and his expertise and our other advisors to help wherever possible to give you good, high quality detail. But there's nothing better than meeting in person. So if you're able to come to Basra, that would be great. If you're able to come into Baghdad or to the Baghdad conference, please do so. We'd be delighted to see you. And I think at that, Ashley, I am.
Thank you very much, Colin. Yes, just finally to say, if anyone would like to say anything or put anything in the chat, just let us know. Ali, your hand popped up for a moment. Did you want to add something?
Yes, like Colin said, I am mainly in Baghdad, so I do spend a lot of time here, although home is London. If any of our members need any help or support, we're always here to help. Anything, absolutely anything. If you need something followed up with any entity or government ministry or anything like that, we're always here to help. Just get in touch with myself or Nabil or any one of us. And the second point was with regards to our autumn conference. We are looking for our members to also support us in making it happen and successful. So if anyone's interested in sponsoring the conference, please do let us know.
Thank you, Ali.
Thank you.
And I spot that Ammar Shuba has got his hand up this time, Ammar.
Yes, thank you so much. I know I started a little bit, I joined a little bit later, so might not have covered everything Jon was mentioning, but I was wondering basically the members' perspective in terms of the financial and budget situation of the Iraqi government. Because on one side, I see a lot of interest, but I also don't see that they have any money. I think they are trying to increase the credit line, but I'm also very concerned even in their operational budget and how the next months will actually fold out, especially now through the heat of the summer. So it would be great to get the members' perspective on that as well.
Would you like that now, Ammar? Would anyone like to comment on the government budget? Bit of a silence there, I think.
Okay.
Okay, maybe they'll do it in private. Thank you, Ammar. And
Thank
Colin,
you.
you're back again. You're back again, Colin.
Yeah, just a little quick one. I noticed that we have Hoz Kaznadar on the call today. Hoz recently joined the Advisory Council of IBBC, and we really appreciate him doing so. Hoz, in particular, is an expert in all aspects of pipelines, and the work that's going on at the moment with new export routes out of Iraq is of great interest to him. So I just wanted to welcome Hoz into this group so everyone can see. Hoz, would you like to just say hi for 2 seconds?
Thank you very much, Colin, and it's a true pleasure meeting you all.
Thank you, Hoz.
So as Colin mentioned, I have been part of the Iraqi business ecosystem for a long time. Previously started with ExxonMobil, and then I was a part of the bigger, wider business groups, including the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. And currently I'm based in Abu Dhabi and working with the American Chamber of Commerce also on the Trade and Investment Committee and also on the Energy Committee. And if you have any questions or inquiries about the energy sites, the New Deal signs, and the technicals, please feel free to reach out to me.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hoz. Okay, I think that's probably it. Just to say that I'm going to the party political conferences, Labour and Conservative, next month. So if anyone's interested or going, I'd love to see you there. Beyond that, we will have another member forum in about a month. Hopefully, we'll be introducing new members again to you. Other than that, please just follow up, as Ali said, to any questions you want. And I'll assume this is probably the end of it. Thanks very much to Jon. Thank you very much to Bareeq. Thank you so much to Metaform. And look forward to seeing you all fairly soon. Thank you very much, everybody.
Thank you very much. See you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thanks, gents. Thanks to all the speakers. Thank you.
Thanks, Alan.
Thank you, guys.